I'm Shelley Reed. This is my husband, Robbie.
Hello.
I am the founder of this podcast that we are starting right now, Behind the Pines. It's a little uncomfortable when you start something new, especially when you do it out loud for the world, but we're excited to be here. It's been something we've been thinking about doing for a little while now.
Yep.
We are starting an assisted living and memory care mansion. We'll explain more about that in Culpeper, Virginia, called the Evergreens at Culpeper. And so this podcast we're hoping to share a little bit more about in this episode is connected with that and really just lessons that we've learned along the way. So primarily I'm hoping to have this be a documentation of our process and just sharing a little bit more about that. So in this episode, I want to share a little bit about what this podcast is intended to be, what it's not going to be, what to expect. And with that, we'll jump right in.
Let's go for it. What made you or us want to hit record now?
That is something we've been thinking about this for a while now, to do something to more of like an outreach to the community, and also something that we wanted to document our own journey on. So like I said, we are actually in the process of building a luxury assisted living and memory care mansion that is so out of left field for us.
Yeah, nobody saw that coming.
No, which we'll talk all about. But why now? So we're just about a year into this process, and we have learned a lot about that, about ourselves, about our family. And I think it started with just us wanting a means to document our journey, right?
Kind of keep it all on a running scale, yeah.
Exactly. So something that we can look back on. I mean, we're already a year in, just about. I feel like we've gone so far, and so it'd be great in 10 years if we could come back and see all of the struggles that we're having now and how we overcame those and all of that. But also, I think we started to want to share our story, and we've been sharing a little bit on social media, and there's a lot of interest in this. You know, we're normal people. We have a family, we have young kids, we're doing the pickups and drop-offs. So I think there's people out there that want to see how we're doing this too. We're building something meaningful while living everyday life. So a little bit of documenting, a little bit of sharing, probably at times oversharing, but I think that's what really drove us to start now.
Yeah, I would agree. And just being able to be in front of a camera and get outside of our comfort zone a little bit too, and enjoying that process and learning and growing in that as well, I think was another big add-on for us to get in and do it. Let's talk about what Behind the Pines will be. Maybe elaborate a little bit on what we're not going to do.
Yes, just so you know what you're getting into, I think. So what it will be, this is intended to primarily be a way for us to document the journey. So we are in pre-construction right now. We're going to be doing project updates all along the way. So how it is from purchasing the land all the way up to when we're opening our doors and even beyond. It's also intended to, be a point for education, which we want to share a lot more about. When we got into this, there was a lot that we didn't know that we were hit square in the face with.
Yeah.
And so we're really hoping that this could be a point of education, or at least the starting point in that. I don't have all of the answers. I hope to have some, but I want to just start the conversation. We'll have a lot of episodes too where we're bringing on specialists and professionals and people who know a lot more than I do about all of this, and intended to be educational. What it's not, this is not a polished production or highlight reel. This is really, we're hoping to show how you can build something meaningful and important and needed while in your everyday life. So we're normal people, relatively.
For the most part.
And so there's nothing special about us per se, other than that we said yes to this and this calling. So we just want to share a little bit about that. It'll be our life and this journey and education all wrapped up in one.
Yeah. And there's a lot of it, in little different ways.
So what is the mix, honestly? I talked a little bit about that, but what can you expect in this very unique podcast?
Yeah, so it's going to definitely be a variety salad of different things we're going to do. I think we're going to talk through our build updates. This is a big project. As Shelley mentioned, this is going to be a mansion. So this is a 10,000 square foot, 16 bed, individual niche boutique type build. So it's going to be a lot of growing pains, learning along the way. So we're going to talk about build updates. We're going to talk about basic education for dementia care. We're going to talk through adult children's parents and aging in place and such. What that means as a family. How to equip yourself, and when is the right time, because there's no such thing as too soon, as we've found. You've got to be ahead of it. There's so many things that go into care for your parents, and you don't get a whole lot of a head start when it's on. So learning that, talking through that, and just having open, honest conversations with each other and with our viewers about what we're seeing, what our struggle points are along the way, and kind of sharing that process and also helping us digest that a little bit better too through the podcast.
Absolutely. Who is this for? And you touched on it a little bit, especially the families, which we're very passionate about. Who is the ideal person to share this podcast with?
Yeah, so all of the above. So we've got, we're going to talk through families and what that looks like for care for your parents or grandparents or so forth. I think also we're going to have different professionals through here, as well as dementia care experts or folks that have built these homes before potentially, or investor strategies. I mean, there's a whole litany of different folks that we're going to have through here. And the other big one is just folks that are curious about this, because this is a space that's kind of left off to its own and not really remembered or thought of, because it doesn't directly impact you until it directly impacts you. So, I think some people want to see this and kind of get a little bit more knowledge, just in the hopes that they might be better prepared for later on.
Absolutely. So, and we'll share much more in an upcoming episode, but our own experience was, you don't think about this until you need to think about this, and it's right there on your doorstep. And I just had no idea that this world even existed, that it was something we should be thinking about. I think at our age, in our mid to late 30s, you are thinking about retirement. You're planning for retirement. Hopefully you've been doing that for a while. You have no idea about preparing for end of life care.
Yeah.
You mentioned your parents, and that's probably the first time it's gonna, square up right in front of you to deal with. But then you have to think about yourself, and a lot of people are not prepared when they reach that. So I definitely think talking to adult children who are in our position, and just starting that conversation much earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's this whole thing is going to exist for honesty, and we're going to need to get real honest real fast.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's also, just to touch one more on a population of people like us who, I would definitely say that we are entrepreneurial in spirit, and we've always had that. We work day-to-day jobs as well, but we have this entrepreneurial spirit that wants to do something bigger and leave something bigger. And so if that's something that you also feel, we're going to be talking a lot about that, the business side of things, how you can get involved, start your own or even just if you want to invest in something that is meaningful with great returns, then we can talk through that a little bit as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you would, please like, subscribe to our podcast, share this with somebody that you think could benefit, trying to get the word out, open the conversation up a lot. Follow our build journey there as well.